The Pixel People Pod. Zap, 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 it's on. Rewind the future fraud. The Pixel People Pod.
Yeah, so Bono and the Edge walk into the bar, and the bartender goes, "Not you two again." All right.
Okay. Okay.
Welcome to another Pixel People Pod. I'm Greg. Say hello, Jen.
Hello, Jan.
Say hello, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
All right, there you go. I got to figure out a better way to introduce this pod every week. So this week's episode is our monthly album review, and this week it is on U2's The Joshua Tree, one of the biggest selling albums of the 80s, and controversial for this pod because I don't think the three of us really ever listened to this album all the way through till now. So anyway, before we get to that, we have Jan's Gnarly News.
Here we go. Jan's Gnarly News. Jan's Gnarly News.
Hit us with that news, Jan.
Today, March 16th, 1980 something. Gnarly news. March 16th, 1980, Dale Earnhardt Sr. won the Atlanta 500 at Atlanta International Raceway. His first career superspeedway victory.
That was
Nice.
his first. He was a rookie, I think, in '79, so that would have been his first year after his rookie year. I'm
That was
pretty
his first win in the 1980 season.
Yeah, he won the championship that year.
Do you know what car number he was driving?
2.
Number 2.
Yep.
Do you know what the crew chief's name was?
No.
Ricky Bobby.
Well, who was it?
Suitcase.
Jake Elder.
Jake
Yeah.
Elder.
I should know that because I listen to Dale Jr.'s podcast, and every year, every new season, he's been doing a thing since the last 2 years of becoming Earnhardt, and he's running through his dad's seasons. And so he just finished, I think, the 3rd season a couple of months ago, but he ran through that season. It was like he won the Rookie of the Year in like '79 and blew up a bunch of motors and peeved off a lot of people. And then the next year he won a championship, and then I think that was in a Ford, and then everything fell apart.
It was a Chevrolet.
Okay. Well, he did race a Ford earlier.
Yep.
So, but
He-
you think about the NASCAR now and how these guys all, race for Hendrick, and if you're a guy like Earnhardt, you would drive for the same guy forever. But he had a lot of problems the first couple of years in NASCAR keeping a ride.
He beat Rusty Wallace that day by 9.5 seconds.
Yeah, that was normal back then.
He
And
smoked him.
people now are like, the cars don't race that good, and we need it like the old days, and not really, because in the old days you'd have like 2 cars on lead lap in the race, and guys win by like laps. The race is way better now than it was back then. The personalities aren't as good now, but the racing's better.
March 16th, 1980, ABC, NBC, and PBS introduced closed captioning for hearing impaired viewers.
Well, we don't need it yet, but we'll be watching reality stuff like Survivor or something like that, and you can't. What'd they say? We'll just flip it back into closed caption and see what they say.
Yeah.
A lot of times we do that a lot.
Works pretty much every time.
Yeah.
No, I went to a movie the other day and just picked the movie, didn't pay any attention. I got in there, sat down, and they started doing closed caption on the movie.
Really?
So I sat through the whole. Yeah.
What movie was it?
I Can Only Imagine 2.
I can only imagine too. What is that?
Yeah.
Great.
That's the one off of the Mercy Me stuff.
Oh, okay. I don't know. What
Do you know?
Jen's looking at me like, what?
It's
is-
crazy that he doesn't know Mercy Me. I've tried to introduce him to Mercy Me.
Oh, that's that Christian rock band you like.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you'd call it rock.
It's a Christian group,
Okay.
but the song, I like the song the movie was based off of. And I went in, I sat down, and it popped up, and it started writing across the bottom all the words and stuff. I'm like, come on. I almost got up and walked out.
What
because of
theater
that.
were you watching? Was that the AMC?
AMC, yeah.
Did they have it shown in another theater, or just like that was it?
Yeah, they had them at different times, and
Oh,
I just
okay.
picked the earliest one of the
Oh,
day, and it
okay.
happened to be the closed caption one. Yeah.
It's weird because I don't like reading stuff like that, but if it's a foreign movie, I watch like Godzilla movies and stuff with the closed caption. It don't bother me, but I don't think I want to do it. But then I'll start watching it, and you just get into it. So
That's the only foreign movies I like are the Godzilla ones.
yeah,
You really have to pay attention when
I
Well,
love
that's
Godzilla.
when you have to rely on closed captioning
Oh, yeah.
for a foreign movie.
but then you're not paying attention to the acting sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's hard to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Released March 16th, 1981, The Who's 9th studio album, Face Dances. It was the first one with
Who?
Kenny Jones.
What year was that? The Who? Yeah,
Yeah, 1981.
Yeah, that was right before It's Hard, I think. No, it might have been after it. Yeah, Kenny Jones took over, and Keith Moon was my favorite drummer of all time. But you can't replace Keith Moon, and Kenny Jones is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with the Faces and just the Faces. But that's a whole weird thing because they got a drummer to take over for like the craziest drummer ever, and they got the most straightforward drummer ever. He doesn't like, he is not. Maybe that's why they wanted it, but Roger Daltrey never liked him in the band and caused problems with him from the start. Till when he finally left in like the mid '80s, he's like, I'm done with this. And then they go and get Zach Starkey, Ringo's son, in the '90s, late '90s, early 2000s, and he drummed with him for 20 years, and he was just like Keith Moon, wailing everywhere. He was awesome. And then they just throw him out on their final tour. It makes no sense. The Who is the most
The Who can't make up their
messed
minds.
up band. Yeah.
Released March 16th, 1981, accepts Breaker. It's their third studio album.
Breaker.
Who? No, who did you say? I didn't hear the group name.
Except.
Did you listen to much Accept?
No.
No.
I actually liked him, by the way. I didn't. I never listened to Accept until Beavis and Butthead goofed on him. Well, they were showing the video Balls to the Wall, and they're just like, yeah, they're saying balls. That's kind of cool. I remember that line. And then over the years, it was serious. I've heard some other songs, and they rocked pretty good.
This featured Starlight, Breaker, and Midnight Highway.
Don't know those. So
March 16th, 1982, Atari released their version of the hit arcade game Pac-Man for the Atari 2600 video game console.
played that many a time on my place.
Yep, that was fun.
Yeah. And we have a Pac-Man machine down here right now I'm looking at. So
Had an estimated 7 million copies sold.
yeah, that's like the video game. You know, when you look back on what started the craze. I mean, Donkey Kong, all that stuff was big, but like Pac-Man is it. We have a lot of Pac-Man stuff down here. It's just a good look too. The yellow and
Yeah,
the
iconic.
colors, and yeah, it's iconic.
And then Miss Pac-Man came out, and that
Yeah,
was, I
Miss-
think, probably
Miss-
more iconic.
Miss Pac-Man is a better game. It's
Yeah, I agree.
Did you know? There's a thing. It's a documentary I watched on Miss Pac-Man, and it only came about because there's some kids at a college that got tired of like Pac-Man because it was so boring, and they went in and modified the game board and changed it. Basically, put a bow on made it Miss Pac-Man, and put it out, and would put cabinets out in like lobbies at their college and stuff, and just raked in the money on the quarters and stuff, changed it to Miss Pac-Man, and then basically the Pac-Man people came and said, give us your software or we're going to like sue you into oblivion. And they gave it to him, and they gave him jobs, but it only came about because those guys just hacked the board and said, everybody's already figured out Pac-Man is boring, let's make it better. I'll post the link to that documentary. It's really good.
Yeah, I saw that on when I was scrolling through some stuff the other day. I haven't watched it yet.
It's
but
worth watching.
I
It's
saw
really
that.
good.
Yeah.
Released March 16th, 1983, The Safety Dance by Men Without Hats. I
It's
think everybody knows that song.
Iconic 80s song. Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't, like, I don't think kids today would understand that song if you played it for them. They'd be like, that's boring, but it wasn't when it came out.
Naked Eyes released their song Always Something There to Remind Me on March 16th, 1983.
Naked Eyes, that's the name of the band?
Naked Eyes. You didn't know that was the name of the band that did
No.
that?
I've never known that was the name of that band. You learn something new every day. That's why we have Jan's Gnarly News.
That's right. That's what she's here for.
God, who did I think that was? I would have never got that.
Released March 16th, 1984, Dire Straits' live album, Alchemy.
Well, you know me, I'm a live album person. Jan and I are total opposites on that. I would rather listen to a live album by any band over their studio album, and Jan would just soon not listen to the live album.
That's one of those top albums, no matter what. You can't hit shuffle. You got to play it from first track to last track.
Yeah.
You have to do it in order.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know one of y'all said that you don't like doing that.
Oh,
but
Jan hates that. She hates it when I put something
yeah.
on shuffle. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shuffle should
so-
have never been invented for music.
Oh, now stop.
See,
Shuffle's amazing.
Here's why shuffle was invented. Because yesterday coming home, I didn't want to listen to a podcast or the bonfire on Sirius. I decided to, I don't know, I heard a Madonna song somewhere. So I went to Spotify, pulled up the Immaculate Collection, which is like her 50 number one songs, and hit shuffle. And because it like hit like her first song, then one in the mid 90s and stuff, and just like it went back and forth. That's why it's awesome. I don't want to hear it from the beginning to,
Well, that's different. That's a best of album.
yeah.
But if it's an album that a band put out that's not a best
By
of,
the way,
it should be listened to in order.
that might be the best greatest hits I've ever made. That collection. I don't know how many discs it was when it came out. My friend Paul had it, but it's on Spotify, and you just hit shuffle on that, and it's, God, I forgot how many good songs she had. It's like, oh, I forgot about that one. And then they go to the next song, and like, oh, I forgot about that one. And you realize that she pretty much ruled the 80s. Like, I mean, you know, there's like Justify My Love. I was like, oh, wow, I forgot about that song. And, you know, Vogue, and I forgot about that. And, you know,
John Fogerty released the single Centerfield March 16th, 1985.
Yeah, and he's touring with Steve Winwood this
Yeah.
summer.
He famously got sued for stealing his own music.
I think you've told me this story.
Yeah,
before.
it's that song "The Old Man Down the Road" or whatever. You know that song, Chris?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he sued. Yeah, because they said it was what's the other one? "Run Through the Jungle." His own record company sued him for plagiarizing his own music, and he's like, "I wrote both songs. How can I steal from myself?" But
Who won that?
I would say the record company did because he didn't perform his hits for like decades because he was so pissed off because he lost all the rights to his music. And it's just been the last 5 years he got the rights back, and that's why he's touring now. He's touring, finally playing all those songs that he would not play because he didn't want to have to get a record company money for playing his own music. So it's wild, how these record companies can just fleece you. And he's a big example of it.
March 16th, 1988. Speaking of live albums,
Yep.
Tina Turner released her first live album, Tina Live in Europe.
I have to. I don't think I've ever listened to live Tina Turner, but one of the Stones albums, the ones they've remastered the last couple of years, they put a live album with the remastered thing. It was from like the early 70s, and then they had the expanded one, which had when I think Ray Charles and Ike and Tina Turner opened for him. They had their sets in there too, and I listened to Ike and Tina. Golly, man, they were on fire. They were really good. They had a lot to do with the Stones back then. Ike Turner did, but she was the talent there.
Born March 16th, 1989, Blake Griffin.
Oh, the basketball player. I
Yep.
think he's finally retired. So he's one of them guys
Yeah,
that
he's doing Wayfair commercials.
Yeah, that's right. He had a great Hall of Fame career going into knee injuries. I think just ruined his career. So he's one of those guys that was a superstar and then blows out his knee one time and then it's never right back to where he used to be. A lot of these guys can come back from it, but he didn't. I think he had 2 injuries though, but he did dunk over a car one time. So
Talented.
yeah, I think he dunked over a Kia too. So
The hood.
yeah,
I can just about do that.
yeah.
And there you
Do it
have
in your backyard. You have a Kia, you can do
Yeah,
it.
we'll pull just the backup car, so it don't matter if we trip and hit it. So
So video that for the podcast.
okay, all right, we'll do it.
And there you have Jan's Gnarly News.
Oh, gnarly!
All right, so that brings us to this week's topic: the Jacob tree.
Joshua.
The Joshua tree. Oh, that's what editing's for.
Leave that in.
No,
Leave it
no,
in. Yeah.
no.
Leave it in. That's funny.
So the Joshua tree. U2. Can we safely say that none of us would consider ourselves U2 fans?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked 3 of their songs. I liked Bullet the Blue Sky and With or Without You. It's like my karaoke sing in the car song a lot of times. I still would like to do that at karaoke sometime because I just love that song. It's the perfect, you wail along with him at the end. As long as you know what you're doing, you can sing in tune. It's an awesome song to sing with. But none of us were U2 fans. I've never listened to more than just the stuff on the radio or a couple of the hits. I've never owned a U2 album, never thought about owning a U2 album. And I'll play a clip here of my thoughts on U2 in the 90s. Henry Rollins was being interviewed by Howard Stern in the 90s. And I remember listening to this interview because I was in the Rollins then, and he was slamming U2. And I was like, you tell him, Henry. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. I'm going to play it right now.
In his band, he has the weakest rhythm section ever known in a multi-platinum band. The drummer can't drum, the bass player can't play, the guitar player has one riff.
Right.
The singer is this utter buffoon who should be in a bar,
Swaggering.
just crooning, and the new album, That Which You Leave Behind, is the most tired, adult-oriented crap I've ever heard since the last Sting record.
So, as you can hear, there's a harsh words from Rollins, but I felt that way. But over the years, as I got more and more in music and playing on instruments, I realized he's wrong on that. You don't have to be Eddie Van Halen on guitar or Johnny Whistle on bass or Les Claypool on bass or anything like that to be a great band. And U2, the sum of the parts, make them a great. I'm saying that right now. I'm refuting Henry Rollins. If he's got anything, come back at me. You know where I'm at, Henry. So,
I will
You make sure
say
you tag him in this.
yeah.
their lyrics
Is he
are
still alive?
way up there.
Yeah. He's still alive.
They're what?
Their
They're what?
lyrics, their lyric writing is way
Well,
up
it's
there.
Bono. He's the only one that does it. Yeah, but it's,
I mean, it's brilliant.
a lot of political stuff in his stuff. Yeah.
Not all of it
gonna
is,
push
though.
back. I'm gonna push back.
Huh.
I don't think he's brilliant. I think this is a I think YouTube has some great hits. Don't get me wrong, but I think the critic tells you should really like this music, so you must like this music.
Well, but
I think they have been built up by the critics who tell us, hey, if you don't like this music, then you have no taste
But
in
I
music.
think that goes both ways, Chris. I think, yeah, they have. Critics brought them up because they're like the band, oh, you don't like U2, then you don't like good music. But also, you can be a great band and the critics slurp you too and overdo it. I mean,
That's right. But I think this is the
and-
one where they're like, oh, you must like them. If you don't have any taste
but
in
all the
music. I mean,
lyrics in
that's-
this album are like political and or religious or stuff. And I was reading up on it today, and it is deep. Some of his lyrics are really deep on this album. Jan's the lyric person. I'm not a music person. So I listen to the music, and then the lyrics are an afterthought. Jan listens to the lyrics.
Until I dove deeper into this album, that day a couple weeks ago, that you and I listened to this entire album, I was like, wow, those lyrics. And listening to it this week and going into each song, those
but-
lyrics can't be touched.
But Chris, it does
They're
go.
like
It does go both
Radiohead.
ways. But I mean, they're a good band too. But
overrated as
but
well.
you can be overrated and underrated. You can be overrated by the critics and underrated by regular Joe people. And it's like I think that they are a better band than some people knock on them for. Like it got cool for a long time to really diss U2. And after listening to this album all the way through, I was like, I get it. I get why. I got friends who like love them, and I used to goof on them all the time. But I get
You remember
why.
the 40-year-old virgin?
Yeah,
You know how I know you're gay?
because I listen to U2.
Coldplay. You listen to Coldplay because you listen to U2.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, listen, and just to put this out there, the only instrument I can play is the radio. I can't play an instrument to save my life.
Yeah.
And musically talented, you write lyrics, you do all this stuff, brilliant. I mean, you're above a level of me if you can do that. So when I say that, I'm coming at from their music. I just not for me. They've got probably a half a dozen songs that I really enjoy, and that's it to me.
But now, but I will say though, this album, as brilliant as it was, I bet you I could go back and listen to the album before or after it and wouldn't like it near as much as this one. I think this is probably their best thing they ever put out.
Except for the Christmas album, I thought.
That Henry Rollins thing I played, him dissing on the bass player and the drummer and all that stuff, I got it then. Because, I mean, I loved Led Zeppelin, the musicianship on Led Zeppelin. And I loved these awesome Johnny Whistler from The Who's like, oh my God, nobody can touch him on bass. And then years later, I used to hear people dog Michael Anthony and Van Halen. Oh God, he's not a good bass player. And I'm like, you're insane. Michael Anthony is a great bass player. You're saying he's not a good bass player because of his bass solos he used to do live, where he would just get up there with his Jack Daniel bass and slap the strings around all over the stage. He did that because he was known as the goofball in the band. He wasn't trying to put out some like Les Claypool bass solo. He was just like, look at my Jack Daniels bass. But he played those songs for Van Halen. He played what needed to be played to let those songs breathe and let Eddie be Eddie. He could go off on some kind of jazz improvisation thing on bass if he wanted to, but he didn't because it didn't fit the song. That's where I look back now when I thought Henry Rollins was so cool and he's dogging U2. It's like, you don't need Les Claypool on bass in U2. You need the guy that's going to hold down the root note, and the drummer needs to know his role. The Edge has his role. Bono has his role. The sum of those parts make a great band. And so I'm kind of embarrassed that I used to think Henry Rollins was cool when he was dogging U2, because it's like, that's a douchey thing to say, man. I used to really think Henry Rollins was some great genius, and it's like,
I never thought that.
Liar's a great song, though. A great video. Getting into the album, it's the 5th studio album that they put out. So they put out 4 before this. And I've heard some stuff with the first, second one. They were not as polished then as they are by this album. But it was put out in 87. So, I was thinking it was like earlier in the 80s when this album came out, but it's 87. They started recording in 86 on it, and it was released March 9th, 1987. It had many different things, this album. Like a lot of it was involved with their trips through America and Bono's thoughts on America at the time. There was other items as well. One of them was, there was sad stuff in it about their roadie had died on a motorcycle wreck, and there's a lot of it tied in with the down stuff on this album with that. And it automatically became like a critic's favorite and like won all the awards. So in Rolling Stone magazine in 87, it won every end of year reader poll, of course. So I know, Chris, you're going to dog that because it's Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
But that was the leading.
Back then, but now Rolling Stone's an afterthought. But yeah, back then,
it had,
if you were in the Rolling Stone, it was like, oh my God, maybe Rolling Stone,
Yeah.
It
won their end of year best album, artist of the year, best band, best single with or without you, and best male singer for Bono. It received 4 Grammy nominations that year for the album and its songs, and it won for album of the year, and it beat out Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston that year. And Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Vocal Group for the album. Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For is nominated for Song of the Year and Record of the Year, but lost. They were the only act that year to be nominated in every category for the big three: Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Album of the Year. So, yeah, it was huge. Number 1 on Billboard. Number 1 in the UK. It's diamond status in the US and worldwide. Up till now, it's sold around 25 million copies worldwide. That's how big that album is. It's huge. None of their other albums are anywhere close to that. And I can see why, because, you know, like I say, this is a great album. I think it is. When we get into songs right here, which we'll go ahead and jump into, because that's what the album's all about, the songs. Not about creating it, anything. It's about what comes out of it at the end. So let's start with the first. The first song on the album is Where the Streets Have No Name. What do y'all think of that song?
That's a great song. I love that song, and the video for that song is amazing. I remember watching that back when it came out in the day. You do what?
I didn't see videos back then, so I don't know the video on that song.
Oh, yeah. They played, like, I think it was on a rooftop or on a street. It was just like crowds just gathered around them.
Yeah.
And I remember watching it going, oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
So I actually, there's 3 songs on this album that I like, and this is one of them for sure.
How about you, Jen?
I love the slow build that this song had. I think it was a great choice to be the first song on the album.
I wrote good song to start off the album, a mellow, chill song. I really like it. So it was a good opener. You don't want to hit with your best song on the opener on the album, so that's a good one to get you started. I think they put a lot of effort into how this album plays out. Like, I think that they laid these songs out just right. Even though all their hits are sort of on like side one. I mean, I'm sure that's on purpose, just like the Def Leppard album we did, everything, you know, they lay it out that way. But so the second song was I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. As a Stones fan, when they talk about, you know, they toured for 60 plus years and they call certain songs the war horses. Like you gonna see the Stones, you know, you're gonna see Satisfaction. You're gonna hear Midnight Rambler. You're gonna hear Jumpin' Jack Flash. There's the war horse. And this one, Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, I thought this is obviously one of their war horse songs. Because I guarantee you they don't tour and they tour and do not. They've never skipped this song since the album come out. And I thought it's a great song. It's another slow one, but you know.
The drum beat at the beginning of that song is really good.
Chris, what about this one?
Yeah, this is another one I enjoyed.
Yeah, so that was one of your 2 out of 3.
Yeah, you've hit the first 2 of the 3. Yeah.
Okay. Third one is With or Without You. This is my favorite U2 song ever. It's a slow build song. It really gets you. If you can't get excited about this song, there's something wrong with you, because it just that little build, and it builds and builds up till at the end it's just you're screaming along with it, singing along to it. I put, in my opinion, the best U2 song ever done, the perfect karaoke song. The slow build is epic. So Jan, what do you think?
I love the instrumentation and Bono's distinctive vocals.
Yeah, that
it just brought it all
he
together.
shows his voice off in this song for sure.
Yep.
You know, Chris, is this your third one?
This just fell flat to me. I'm just kidding. No, this is the third song. Yeah.
Okay,
No, this was. I remember this song back in the day, and it was like we were in high school when this came out.
Yeah.
And you remember riding around in the car, and this song would come on the radio because I didn't own the cassette or a CD or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I just heard it on the radio, and I love the song. It's always been a great song. Like I said, they have, in my opinion, my humble opinion, have about half a dozen great songs, and this is in there.
Well, I would argue this is the greatest song they ever did for sure. And I'm with you. Even though I wasn't a U2 fan back then, this song came on. You don't turn it. This one hooked you.
95.7 WROQ.
Yeah. This song hooked you from the start.
Yep.
This was their first #1 hit in the U.S. and Canada.
Yeah. I mean, what other? I definitely should have done more research in their first 4 albums before this, because I don't know any singles that would have been on those first 4 albums that we would know. I don't know if they had any big single. Maybe. I need to look it up. We're gonna take a quick pause. The beauty of being able to edit is I could pause and look up something and come back. So I was looking for what singles before this. Their album War, which I should have known, that's a big album by them, but it had New Year's Day and Sunday, Bloody Sunday on it. And 40 and Two Hearts Beat as One, which I don't know if I know those 2 songs. But New Year's Day and Sunday, Bloody Sunday, that's radio staples.
Yep.
So they did have a couple singles before this album, but I'm looking, there's one more studio album, I think, before that, The Unforgettable Fire, which Chris was just talking about. Pride in the Name of Love. In the Name of Love, yeah. So they had several EPs and live albums in between all their albums. That was kind of funny. But so they had 3 or 4 singles, but none of them were going to touch With or Without You. I mean, that has to be their Mount Rushmore song, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't think of anything be bigger. I mean, it did win song, you know, it's great song. So we're all 3 giving thumbs up. So far we have 3 thumbs up on all 3 songs.
I did read that most people assume the meaning of this song is about a romantic relationship that went bad.
Yeah.
which is correct.
Yeah.
But Bono also came out and said it has a second meaning, that it could be interpreted to be about his relationship with himself.
Yeah, I like the first interpretation better.
Yeah. The next song is Bullet the Blue Sky.
Pretentious.
For years, as much as I live with or without you, this was my favorite U2 song. And
That's what I have written down here. My favorite.
They used to play it live, the live version of it, for years on the radio. I knew the live version before I ever knew the studio version. Because this was like a very edgy rocking song from them that's like doesn't fit their like style of the rest of this album.
But it's also politically charged.
Yeah, it's a political song.
But
yeah.
you can feel that in it.
Yeah.
Or
So
I can.
So you're not a fan of this song, Chris, since it's not with your three?
No. From this point on, and I was doing this, I was cleaning my house and I was like doing just stuff around the house, jamming out, up on 10, as loud as I could get it while I was jamming out.
Yeah.
And honestly, from With or Without You to this, the rest of these songs, they all blend together. Nothing stood out. None of them were exceptional, in my opinion. They all were the same to me. So
After this song,
this is not.
After this song, I would say that the first four are the gold standard, and the rest are not at their level. But I would not say that they don't stand out. There's a couple good ones, but which we're getting to. But
yeah,
this song though, I remember this one songs I'd crank up in the car. I mean, because it's the guitar. He breaks out a little bit, and
the rhythm
plays
in
two
this
notes.
song.
yeah, he's not playing just the same effect,
Yeah.
It's just one of those songs that you can feel it.
Yeah, it's a great song. So I'm putting it up there with Wither. It's like 1A and 1B for me is my two favorite U2 songs are back to back on this album. So we got two out of three. The rest of them will be 2 out of 3 probably. But
you're right.
Running to Stand Still, I put Slowing Things Down. Not my favorite song, but not a bad song either. Mellow, but kept me interested. He's trying to be Bob Dylan here.
Well, this one's about addiction
Yeah, he's trying to be Bob Dylan.
and helplessness.
This is the one that had
he's
the
no Bob
harmonica in
Dylan.
it, right? There had 2 songs. This is the first one. It had harmonica in it. And I immediately thought he's trying to be Bob Dylan. I think he's always wanted to be Bob Dylan.
I think most people from that era that were singer-songwriters want to be Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
Or was influenced greatly by Bob.
yeah. Did you like that song, Jen?
Yes, I like this song.
This is a song that when me and Jen were going out to eat, like say the other month, and I said, well, let's list this album since we're going to do a podcast on it. And we get through the first 4 songs, we're like, yeah. And then this song came on, and we're like, that's not too bad. You think the songs you don't know are going to suck, but it's like not too bad. That's when we started realizing, hey, we got something with this album. So the next song is Red Hill Mining Town. And I put, fun song, kept me interested, and usually I'm not a full album person, but for some reason, this album has me hooked on every song, which is the exact opposite of what Chris said. Like, so, Jan, what about this one?
Well, this one is about a mining town and mining strikes.
Yeah.
But to me, it almost has a haunting sound to it. Like they put the music together and it works so well with what the lyrics are about.
Yeah. So, Chris, what did you think about this one?
If I want to hear about a mining town, I'll listen to Allentown by Billy Joel. But this one, honestly, when this, like I said, they just all blended together. I didn't even realize they went to a different song. It just blended in with me on this song. So I wasn't
As much as I like this
impressed.
album, I could see that because, say what you will, The Edge has a sound and he sticks with it. And he's a unique guitar player in effect that I'll post a video. There's a comedian that does a spoof on him where he's showing how you could ruin a U2 concert and somebody goes and unplugs his effects board. And you realize that, it's pretty awesome to see, but he has to have his effects. I don't know. It's weird because it might get loud. It's a documentary. Have you seen that, Chris, with Jimmy Page, Jack White, and The Edge? And
yes, I've seen part of it. I know what you're talking about now.
and it's like The Edge and Jack White are like just phoning over Jimmy Page. Jimmy Page is telling him, how he did this, wrote this. But I keep looking at those 3 guys like one of them doesn't belong in this group because The Edge cannot play like those other 2 guys, but he's developed his own style, which is cool. Like, he can't do what some other people do, but there's a lot like Eddie Van Halen. I don't think could do what The Edge does.
Well, I watched a thing today when I was just scrolling through, and it was Eddie Van Halen talking about how he never used any distortion pedals or anything with his guitar, and he said that Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins was there, and he's like, how did you get that sound? He goes, well, if you have a quality enough guitar, you don't really have to do all that.
But that's misleading, Chris. If if you read the comments, I saw that and I'm rolling my eyes at it when I saw that video the other day because what he says is Corgan goes, "Where's your effects pedal?" He goes, "If you've got a good enough setup, you don't need an effects pedal." Which what he means is he did have effects, but they're like preamp stuff, and plus he had his amp turned up as loud as it'll go. There's amp settings where you get your distortion. He didn't need a pedal because he had an amp cranked up all the way and the settings were changed on it. It's like, that's kind of people have put that out there, that video, without really giving the whole thing to it.
Don't talk bad down to me like I don't know how to play an instrument, sir. I already explained to you. No, but I mean, it just, the point of that story when I was trying to say, I don't know all that stuff, but if you rely on having to have that much help to get your sound across, you don't belong in the same category as a Page or a White.
But
or
he
a Van Halen anyway.
developed his own sound. Though. I give him credit for that because I've watched people sink hundreds of dollars into every effects pedal you can think of, and still never get a sound that they can stick with. And he developed something and stuck with it, so I give him props.
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
The next song is "In God's Country." So Jan, what do you think of "In God's Country"?
I thought it had some very deep lyrics.
Yeah. See, I don't think I even paid attention to the
Really?
I just listened to the music. It's a B-side song for sure, and it's definitely got the formulaic edge guitar sound, but dang, I didn't skip it. I like it.
It's kind of like following the American dream.
Yeah.
Or wanting people to follow their American dream. To me it was.
Well,
Maybe I totally
but you, like you say,
misinterpreted it.
you pay attention to the lyrics, and I don't. I'm not a lyrics guy. I just, I like the music, and the lyrics are secondary to me. So, Chris, I suppose this is one you...
She is liberty. She comes to rescue me.
That is correct, sir. It is not there for me.
Yeah. So I can just say every one of the rest of these, you just check that on, right?
Yeah, I mean, I listen to them because it's the homework. We've got to do our homework. I won't go back and never listen to them again.
Yeah. All right. The next one is the song "Trip Through Your Wires." Jan?
That's because they have all those distortion pedals. That's what that's about.
Yeah. Jan, your thoughts?
I mean, who hasn't tripped through someone else's wires? We do it almost daily, right?
Is that what that was about?
To me, it was.
I thought, yeah.
Y'all got to dig deep into these songs. I love the harmonica in this song.
I wrote, start off with harmonica. They might lose me with this one. Then they hit me with the voice harmonies. Okay, so far, this is the weakest song of the album, but not bad. So this was my least favorite of the ones I listened to so far, but the harmonies are really good.
And the harmonica was good.
U2 doesn't, I don't know. I know they put a lot of harmonica in their song, but when it comes to harmonica, I can give or take harmonica in songs. If it's Mick Jagger doing it for Midnight Rambler or something, that's good, but some of these bands just throw it in there. It's like you didn't need harmonica in that song. Neil Young has to throw it in every song he ever wrote.
It's like this song. You're just like you're in a balance, so you don't trip over the wires.
Okay. Hey, like I say, you probably got more out of it than I did because you pay attention to the lyrics. So, which brings us to One Tree Hill. Wasn't that a TV show at one time?
They
was.
named the TV show.
It really was. It was. I was just goofing on that. One Tree Hill.
No, it was a TV show.
Okay.
I never watched it, but I know it was a TV show.
I put this song has a slightly different structure than most other U2 songs. Sort of a straight ahead pop rocker. I like it. B-side, but a good one. Not mistaken. That was one where I was like, the Edge is about to bust out of his formulaic sound.
This is the one that's about Greg Carroll, right?
But they're roadie.
Yeah.
So
But it's also about somebody else too.
I do know that one song.
Victor Jara,
Oh, who was that?
a Chilean musician, murdered by the government.
Oh yeah.
Well, not murdered by the government. Murdered by government forces, I should say.
Yeah. You never know with Bono what he's singing about. I did see something where he said that one of the songs brought forth him thinking about the younger him looking at the rich him going, "You sell out." And I was like, that's when I just want to slap Bono, because like the younger you would have really looked at you being like, "Oh, wow, I'm a millionaire now, cool." It's like there's no shame to actually being good at your craft and achieving something. That's
What is it? Metallica said that people call them a sellout, and they said, "Yeah, every show."
Yeah, every show. Yeah. Yeah. So,
This one, I felt like this one they were paying tribute to people that they respected, like Greg Carroll.
Are we still talking about One Tree Hill?
Yes.
I see. I zoned out like the album. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Just kidding.
how dare you?
Sorry.
I really thought you would like this album more than this, Chris. I thought you would have
Oh,
an open
I
mind.
did.
So.
I just couldn't get into it. I never have been able to get into except a couple of their songs.
I think it's because I know you love like George Michael so much. I thought you would like be more open to like you too. I thought
we got to make sure we
I
do
actually
Faith
thought you were
sometime
more
on our
open
album
to
review.
you were more open to some of this 80s stuff than I am, but apparently not.
Yeah, but this isn't like like for me in the 80s, I mean, I love George Michael, of course. I've stated that many times. But rock wise, it was, Permanent Vacation and Pump and then Tesla and all that Def Leppard stuff like that. So I wasn't into the whole U2, let's get political about everything. Let's be this and this and this. I want to talk about, faith, and I want to talk about like Permanent Vacation, that stuff, like more, I don't know. I was never into the big political,
off, but on
music.
topic. Remember when U2 forced us to take one of their albums?
That's what I said earlier. I said, like the Christmas Day album. Yeah, you.
Oh, that's the Christmas. I thought you said Christmas album. I didn't hear Christmas Day.
Yeah, that was a Christmas album.
You didn't have
album they put up.
You didn't have an iPhone or an iPod, so you didn't get it. But remember when that happened?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I woke up as Christmas morning. Hey, guess what? Here's a new U2 album on there, and I'm like,
I remember getting mad, but I'm like, they just gave us a free album. I don't know why I'm so mad, but I'm like, don't give me something I didn't ask for.
Did you listen to the album?
No.
No, God, it was horrible.
But
it was god awful.
I remember being one of them people that got really mad over it, but then years later, I'm thinking like, why was I that mad? I downloaded so many albums over the years I never listened to, and they give you a free album from one of the biggest bands in the world, and I'm like, how dare you give me something free?
And it really was worth what they gave you free. It was worth zero. So I mean, it was.
I know they regret that. They've made a few mistakes over the years, but not with this album, but some other things. So the next song is called "Exit," which you would think would be the last song on the album, but it's not. And my thoughts on this song were just, again, I know it's a B-side, but I didn't turn it, and that sang a lot. Jan, what's your thoughts on Exit?
Oh, my
Give us your deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts by Jan.
Yeah.
To me, it's about somebody's battle between despair.
I'm sorry, I thought you said somebody's bowel, not battle.
Battle.
I thought, oh yeah, somebody's bowel.
You would, yeah, that's something you would say since you don't like that.
Like it's our battle to not let our dark impulses out or loose. Maybe you need to go back and re-listen.
Did you look it up? And
I read the lyrics, and after listening to the songs, I read the lyrics.
I wonder if we can get in trouble for me reading the lyrics. I want to see what the lyrics were.
No, you didn't get in trouble for reading the lyrics.
Okay, I know if you
just don't sing the lyrics, you can read them.
He got the cure. He went astray. He used to stay awake to drive the dreams he had away.
See?
He wanted to believe in the hands of love, hands of love. His head, it felt heavy. As he came across the land, dogs started crying, howling wind and howling wind.
He wants to feel love, but he's got this nagging thing in his mind pulling him toward the darker side.
He went deeper into black, deeper into white. He sees the stars shine like nails in the light in the night. He felt healing hands of love, like stars shining from above. All right, here's the last thing. His hand in his pocket, his finger on the steel, his pistol weighed heavy, his heart he could feel was beating on my love, my love, my love. Does it really say Gloria at the end of the song? Gloria? I thought someone put this in here as a goof. He's really singing Gloria at the end, though.
Did you? I thought you listened to that.
I did, but I don't remember him singing Gloria. But is this not the one that went forever and got really low at the end, though? One of them, I was like, when's this song going to end? And I skipped over the end because it kept dragging on. I think this is it. Because, I mean, they lost me really near the end.
Those are deep lyrics?
I mean, if I was to know what he's singing it about. Like I say, you're the lyrics person. I'm paying attention to the music. That's why we work together. You listen to the lyrics, I listen to the music. All right.
Chris just tunes it out.
Yeah. Chris just gave up after With or Without You. So the last song is Mothers of the Disappeared. And
this song is sad.
Oh, well. Here's my thoughts on it. Weakest song of the album, almost a near perfect album, and it lost out with this one as the last song. So it's a deep song. I didn't get it out of it.
Yeah.
I just like this song sucks. I'm done with it. This is not a good way to end the song.
It's Argentine women who are trying to find their missing children.
Oh, because the illegal Reagan War. That's right. I read that. That's one. Yeah.
And it's about the pain that these mothers are feeling. That's why, to me, it's a sad song.
Yeah, I think he just sit at home and made this up though. He's one that'll exploit something he sees on the news so he can be the cool Bono. So
It talks about naked sons and crying daughters.
yeah. That's talking about his roadies, what they bring into his room. I don't. Bono is a little bit full of himself sometimes. And that's why I don't buy into some of his lyrics sometimes. I think he likes himself a lot. But,
But I think it still has some hope to it. I mean, it ain't all about all is lost. It's about them trying to find and still having hope through what the bad stuff that's happened.
Well, he lost me on this one. So, Chris, you were already lost before this, right? So
Yeah, I was taking a nap.
yeah, I was. This last one is just like, really, you're going to end this perfect album with this downer of a song. That's what I got out of it.
But there was still hope in it. There's still hope in this song. It wasn't completely downer.
It's the music that make it more upbeat with those lyrics. I might have liked it, but it's just like I listen for the music, and it's like, this is not a good end to a perfect album.
The
But,
drums in this song were pretty good too. Had a good drum
Henry Rollins would
rhythm.
disagree with you, but I'll agree with you. The drums are good. So yeah. So we got 11 songs, and I like 10 of them. Jan, I think you liked all 11, right? And Chris liked 3.
That's right.
So if you, let's see, that's 21, 24, you divide them out, that's 7 out of 11. You average it out. So yeah, it's got a better than 70%.
Failing grade in school. Failing
Yeah.
grade in school.
No, that's,
When we first started talking about this album, and that day you were like, "Well, let's just go ahead and listen to it." I was like,
Yeah.
"I really don't want."
that
to
was me
listen to
with
this album.
every, it's like, I don't
But-
want to hear a YouTube album.
I'm glad we did, and I'm glad
Yeah.
I got to dive deeper into this and actually pay attention to the lyrics and the songs and how it gels with the music. And I'm a fan of this album now.
I am too, but I have a sneaking suspicion, and I shouldn't say this because I didn't like them at all before I listened to this album, but I got a feeling we could listen to every one of their other albums and we wouldn't like them. I think this is like their one that'll get those
This
people.
is their unicorn.
I need to listen to some of the one before it and like then their first one and see. But I definitely don't think they would hold up all the way through like I thought this one did till it, mostly. So I'm not gonna. I don't know if they came and had a good opening band. Maybe I go see them live to check them off my list. But
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
s-
going with you.
really,
I can stay at home and just listen to this album.
yeah, I guess. But hey, they got this much out of me, and I never thought I'd say that because, like I say, I listened to 2 songs and that was it. Turns out they were both on this album. But and to bring it back to some hating on them, they put out the worst song of the '80s ever. It might have been the early '90s, but that duet they did with B.B. King, "When Love Comes to Town," is the worst song ever made. So,
No, I don't know that one. So
oh, Chris,
Chris, you gotta listen
it's
to
bad.
it.
no,
You
I'm
don't
not gonna
need to
listen
hear
it.
Bono and B.B. King doing a duet together. It's like, no, don't.
No.
Who thought that this would be a great collaboration?
Yeah.
You-
Don't ruin
and
BB
by
like
the
that.
way, you would know it if you heard it because it was like a radio hit. If you trust me, you know the song, and you probably skipped it as soon as it came on every time, like I did.
Oh,
So
yeah.
really, Chris, you
Those
only
are-
liked 3 songs on this entire
That's it.
album.
That's I listened to it beginning to end. 3 songs were for me. After the first 3 songs, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. These are great songs. And then it was like, like the Fury at Carowinds, which I'll never get on, but the 325 Gelly Top.
Yeah,
Then it's Nosedive. That was the rest of the album for me.
I could see it did take a downturn after Bullet to Blue Sky, but it didn't drop like I thought it would. It held steady. It was just like, to me, this is like that Def Leppard album. Even the B-sides were good enough that it could hold my attention. And there's not many albums that I can say that about. I don't know what all you podcast fans shouldn't have disdain for their audience, but come on, people. We do this for maybe, to let y'all in on some stuff. And the fact that we did Over the Top and nobody that podcast did not get a third of the listens all their other ones did, but it was a fun movie. And see,
Yep,
now
that was
since we've done these albums,
Maybe people don't like Stallone.
now I think they just don't like something that they've not really watched and seen and listened to. That's why I think that we got to do these big albums to keep the audience enthused. But I would like to do
coming
like,
up in October what the album's going to be.
what?
Faith.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it was a big album. But I was already looking at what the next one should be, and it was like, I don't know, but it's got to be a big one. And, it's
Yeah.
got to have a lot of hits on it. So, I mean, we're not going to run out anytime soon of diamond selling albums in the 80s. There's a ton of them. But,
No, I mean, 80s had so much great music back in the day. I mean,
Yeah.
every generation, I think every era's had that.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the 2010s, maybe not as much, but
Yeah.
but for us,
Well-
70s, 80s, 90s, that they all had
by the
tons. Early
2010s,
2000s.
by the 2010s, albums are an afterthought. It's more singles now, There's nobody's putting out complete great albums now. Because it's especially not now. Now it's like you're a fool if you put a record out. You need to, especially when you even thought about like this. I'm sure they planned this out down to the song and how they laid it out and everything. Now it's like you need like 2 hits and then put whatever the rest of crap you want on it. We're gonna
I
suffer.
think I think that's for pop stars. I don't think real rock musicians, rock artists are still putting out like
they're getting that way now though, because I know Sammy Hagar and I've heard some other people say it is not worth your time and effort now to put out an entire record. You just need to put out a single. Go in the studio, write a great song, put that one song out. there's no point in you
One of
working
my-
on 10 songs and that nobody wants to hear. They just want to hear that one great song.
One of my favorite groups, Incubus, they put out 2 EPs over the last like 7-8 years
Yeah.
with like I think 4 or 5 songs on each, but they put them out like 2-3 years apart.
Yeah.
So a lot of groups are doing that, but then some of those same groups, some of the groups that I really still love to listen to are putting out full albums.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a couple of radio hits, you know, a couple of stuff, but they're still putting out the
Yeah.
full albums of like
Yeah.
8 or 9, 10 songs.
So I don't know what the next one we're gonna do, but I did look, and I was looking like the biggest album of the '80s. There's the biggest rock album of the '80s. I wouldn't say the biggest album of the '80s was probably Michael Jackson Thriller, but the biggest
Yeah.
rock album of the '80s is AC/DC Black and Black, and I was eyeballing that. It's like that would be a good one to do, but is
What
that
month
too,
did
is
that
that
come
too
out?
big? I don't even care anymore. We're just gonna, you know.
Oh, really? We're not doing it by month anymore? Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's just like I was like, that's the biggest rock album of the '80s. Like we kind of need to tackle it sometime. And I already tell you right now, that song to
I mean, I
me
would
is
be
all
into
killer,
that.
no filler. There's not a bad song on that record. So it might be too
I
good
could
to
find
do.
one.
You know?
Yeah, I could find one. Yeah.
What do you think, Jan? Don't you think that album's almost too good to do? Like,
I mean, it would be worth doing.
yeah.
It'd,
So
it'd be fun.
yeah. Maybe
I was checking out at the doctor's office today and setting my next appointment, and there was I'd say 30-something lady that was checking me out.
Yeah.
And
Oh, really? Did you get her number?
no, I did not. No, I
Oh,
should have.
not checking it out that
I
way.
should
Oh.
have.
Did you give her a podcast sticker by the way?
No,
Yeah.
but she was listening to Skid Row, and
Really?
and it just kind of startled me. And I said, "Are you listening to Skid Row?" And she said, "Yeah, I love '80s music. That's all I listen to."
Oh, there you go.
She was listening to it in the
doctor's
office. They were playing
office.
it over the speakers.
Not over the speakers, but at her personal checkout
Oh,
desk.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. She said that's the only music I listen to because I don't like the newer stuff at all.
Well, next time you go, give her a sticker and say, if you like '80s, here you go.
Yeah, here you go.
Well, yeah.
I think some of the newer music gets a bad rap too. I mean, I think there's some good rock out there, new stuff. When I say newer stuff, like 2010s and stuff, there's some really good rock music out there.
Yeah.
But it's hard to beat stuff that when you talk about like legends. I mean, there's Led Zeppelin, there's the Rolling Stones, there's Aerosmith, there's Kiss, which is not my group, but still there's these groups that have endured for 50 years.
Yeah.
Of
Motley
still,
Crue.
yeah, no, but no, they have. Well, they
Yeah.
did for about 25 years, but to me, it's just like the longevity of groups back then. I don't think it's going to last. I don't think
No.
when
No.
I think when you like my grandkids, when they get 10 years older from now, they're not going to be like, oh, the groups now aren't going to still be as popular. It's just, I think it's something
Well-
about the 70s and 80s and some of the 60s artists. Like I went and watched the Elvis movie, and you look at that and you're just like, this guy had everybody in the palm of his hands, just
Yeah.
watching maybe the greatest solo entertainer of all time
Oh, yeah.
out there. And
Yeah.
it's just like, this guy walks in, there's like an aura about him. People
Yeah.
don't have that
No.
anymore. It's just not that way anymore.
Plus, you won't have a longevity more just because, like, my favorite band of the last 15 years or so has been Rival Sons, and they didn't hit it big till they were all in their 30s, and then it's like hitting it big for them is like, being on the middle of like a festival now.
Oh, yeah,
They're one of
I
the
saw
greatest
them at
rock
the
bands
festival.
ever, but it's like they're never going to last because, well, for one
Yeah.
thing, Jay Buchanan screamed his voice out. He won't be able to sing like that in his 60s, but you got to get it when you can get it.
They're
But
about the 4 or 5 o'clock time slot at a festival.
yeah, but
That's where they're at.
they're one of the best bands on that festival though. They're awesome. So, there's good music out there. You just got to find it, but I don't know. I'm in that old man stage now where it's like,
Yes, you are.
I just stick to what I like. And,
Get off my lawn.
yeah, like I say, Rival Sons is my favorite. Hey, you like new bands? Yeah, I like Rival Sons. Well, they've been around since like 2008. They're like, yeah, okay, they're not really new. So I like Ghost, but I like some of their stuff. And
Yeah, I
think-
was going to go see them back, but then we had that snowstorm,
yeah.
and
Got
it got canceled. Yeah,
Yeah, and
so
I
we had
think he's
tickets for
putting it
that.
on hiatus for about 4 or 5 years. So he's done for
They're
a
supposed to be
while.
phenomenal stage presence.
Oh, they are. I've seen stuff, and my cousin Wes, his daughter, she loves them. He's took her to see them several times, and they've got
Now,
a good
you know about
backstory and
lyrics?
stuff. Yeah,
Their lyrics are questionable, but
yeah,
to say the least,
yeah.
but still.
But they like Alice Cooper and took it to like a next level a little bit with their imagery.
Yeah.
But all right, well, that'll wrap this up. We got 2 enthusiastic thumbs up, and then one that's scored like in the middle. So
In the middle? I wouldn't even give him
well,
a middle.
he's leaning downward, but so
Would you put you in the middle, Chris?
Here's
Of
why I say in
of
the middle.
the middle of the bottom.
Here's why I say in the middle, because any album that has 11 songs and you love 3 of them, if you look at how most albums go, that's pretty good.
Yeah, the thing that I would put not all the way thumbs down, but kind of tilting that way. But
Yeah.
those first 3 songs are so amazing that, like, back in the day, we would have bought a whole CD for 3 songs.
Right, that's the whole
know,
thing.
oh,
That was the
oh,
whole
yeah.
1980s was let's throw
We had
2
to. We
great
had no other
Yeah,
choice.
let's throw 2 great singles on an album with the rest filler, but we bought it anyway.
But the thing too, and I think Def Leppard did it, and they're doing it here. Is like you said, so you have side A would be like 5 songs,
Yeah.
and then the side B would be 5 songs. So, you're putting all your big hits right on the first 5, and then, like, do I even want to turn is it good enough for me to flip the album over and play the second side? But if they'd have spread out those songs, you could have put
Yeah.
With or Without You toward the back end and had a reason to flip to the second side.
I'm sure there was some kind of rhyme or reason to how they laid it out.
I know and I think it's like when you listen to like Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. It's a
Concept
theatrical album.
yeah.
It's all the way concept. You can't shuffle that album. You have to play that in order. With this album, it's not that way. You could have moved those songs around,
By the
but
way,
there has to be a rhyme or reason. So.
Eddie Trunk on today's show on Sirius said that next week he got Jeff Tate calling in about Operation Mindcrime 3 that he's coming out with.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when he settled with Queensryche, they got the name, and he got the name and the rights to Operation Mindcrime, so that's his thing now.
Well, it was his big baby. That was his thing. I loved Queensryche back in the day. They had some really good stuff.
Jan does too. She likes him. Even though we didn't go see him when it came to Newton because it's not Queensryche, it's the new guy, a bunch of fill-ins and the guitars. So we only see Jeff Tate.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it. We're snobs that way.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up this week. We couldn't do this podcast with or without you people. So I hope that you found what you're looking for, and that's the Pixel People Pod when it comes to your podcasting needs.
And if you want to go to Greg's house, it's where the streets have no name, so y'all can go there and have a meet and greet with him.
Right.
Just don't trip through our wires.
Yeah. And
I think it's time to exit.
so with that, yeah, we'll exit. Jan.
Shine on.
The Pixel People